Well, up next is my good friend Jordache Johnson, and he's going to be talking to us about AI and Chat GPT. And I've seen little bits of this presentation. I am going to go ahead and tell you now, have your cameras ready to take pictures of slides, and have your pen ready to start writing, because he's going to give you a very actionable thing that you can walk away with. But I have an introduction, and I took it, he's speaking about Chat GPT, so I put his introduction into Chat GPT and told it to rewrite it for me. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for the man, the myth, the meme master, Jordache Johnson. This guy knows power partnerships like the back of his hand and can strategize digital growth like nobody's business. He's so good at it that he's crowned himself the undefeated 9-time champion of What's That Meme? You heard it right, folks. Meme recognition is his middle name. But that's not all. Jordache is here to spill the beans on how to emerge into Web3 and Chat GPT. He's the go-to guru for impact-driven entrepreneurs and CEOs who want to scale their business to the moon and back. His secret, meaningful connections, innovative tech, and some serious principle-based wizardry. Hold on to your keyboards, because Jordache is also the master behind the Web3 Bridge W3B community. He's all about closing the gap between entrepreneurs and the mind-blowing Web3 universe. Trust me, this guy is like the Tony Stark of the digital world. So let's give a roaring welcome to the meme champion, the growth guru, and the ultimate Web3 connector, Jordache Johnson. Get ready to laugh, learn, and experience the awesomeness that is about to unfold on this stage.
Appreciate you, man. Oh, hey, do I got a clicker? Oh, right here. Awesome. How are y'all doing? Oh my goodness, y'all still here. I got 2 claps. Perfect. I see. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. So whatever you see in the agenda is not what we're talking about. But to be honest with you, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT today. We're really AI in general. So let me ask you a question. Who's using AI right now in their business? Couple. Who's not using AI in their business? Oh, we're about to convert the hell out of y'all today. We're going to get y'all going with that, all right? So obviously we'll be referencing a lot around ChatGPT today, etc. I'm not a ChatGPT maxi. You can use Bard. You can use Jasper. There's a lot of tools out there that you can leverage. So just keep that in mind when I say ChatGPT. It is not the only tool that's out there. So the title of the talk today is we're going to actually teach you how to become a 5-star AI chef. And it's going to make sense what I mean by that here in a second. Because if you have been on any of the social platforms, you've probably seen ads of, get these 1,000 ChatGPT prompts for $7. Or get these 340 prompts for, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, who in the hell needs 1,000 prompts to use anything? Like you are not going to use it, because, and this is what I'm going to talk about today, because the reality that it comes down to this is prompts are one thing. But we're going to talk about what are the foundational things that you need to do to be able to maximize these tools, because these tools are powerful. It's just a matter of how do you use them. I think Fanzo said, garbage in, garbage out. A lot of people are putting garbage in, and I see it. And we're going to teach you how to actually leverage this, all right? Is that all right with you guys? All right, cool. So we're going to throw some big numbers around. All right, I like big numbers. Who was it, Bree talking about numbers? And I was like, I actually like numbers. So where are you at? There you are. I see you back there, Bree. This is for you. So 387 billion, right? And that's like, all right, cool, capital B, billion. Well, what is that? That is the market size just in North America alone of the generative AI market as of 2022, which is like, all right, cool. That's pretty big. But here's what it's supposed to be by 2029. 1.39 trillion. That's a capital T. That is huge, and I just want to make sure you guys understand the opportunity that we are in right now, and we're just talking generative AI just in North America. Now, a couple other things I want to point out here is 173 million. That is the number of active users on ChatGPT as of April 2022, or excuse me, 2023. Here's the crazy thing about this. ChatGPT is the fastest growing internet app in the history of the internet. They reached 100 million users in 2 months. It took TikTok 9 months to reach that. It took Instagram 2 years to reach that. That is how fast the adoption happened when ChatGPT was dropped on November 30th of 2022. It's like a history day, right? So the other thing I want to point out here is they actually are getting 1.8 billion monthly website hits, meaning 1.8 billion hits going to their website to use their tool. And so this is when people are like, oh my gosh, AI is going to take my job. No, AI is not going to take your job. AI is going to replace the people who do not know how to use AI. And so the reality that it comes down to this is not going away. You need to embrace this if you are a business owner, if you are a marketer, if you are a salesperson, if you have any aspect in the business, you need to learn and embrace this technology. Do not stick your head in the sand because, like I said before, like I showed you, big numbers. Stuff's not going away, all right? So let's get in this because here's the thing is, AI is it's just not about adopting a new tool. The reality that it comes down to is it's adopted a new transformative way for us as business owners, of us as entrepreneurs, us as marketers, to be able to find those opportunities to connect more effectively, to communicate our message more effectively, to be able to get in front of the people that we know that we can serve more effectively. This is a tool in our toolkit. And we're going to talk about how to actually make this content specifically today in a human factor. How we're going to keep that human factor when we're talking about AI. Because it's not just, please write me a blog post. Okay, Jordache, I'm going to write you a blog post. You're going to get garbage out. And that's not, and I've seen people use this before, all right? So my goal for today is to make sure that you guys know how to use these AI tools to create human content that knows how to captivate, connects, and converts. Because that's the point, that's the reason why we actually create content. We try to attract the people that we know that we can serve, we want to connect to them on a human level, and then we want to make sure that we can convert them along that customer journey. So let's jump in there. Some of you guys, I was here last year for the first time. I'm so blessed to be back. Thank you, Jessica, for this amazing event. It's good to see old friends, awesome to see new friends. My name is Jordache Johnson. If you guys were born anytime before the 1990s, you know I'm named after a brand of jeans, okay? And yes, my mother loved the jeans. And I told the story, that I got my buddy Elliot up here, or E.T., Elliot, because my middle name is Elliot, which is named after the guy from the E.T. movie. I am truly an 80s baby, truly. So thank you, Mom. But all jokes aside, guys, I'm a tech futurist, business strategist. Chad gave me the most, I feel like I don't know who that person is he's talking about. But I run a business called Keep Business Simple because we help grow and scale businesses with principles, relationships, as well as emerging technologies. I run an awesome group and community called the Never Tech Behind membership and premium newsletter because this is where I realize that there's so much hype, there's so much garbage out there around these tools and people money grabbing this stuff, and I'm like, how do I create an environment where we can actually talk about these emerging technologies that are actually going to be impacting us, whether it's blockchain, whether it's Web3, whether it's AI, etc., in a no hype, and plain English way. And that's what we get to do in that community. I've scaled numerous businesses, and most importantly, I am a husband, a father, and yes, I'm a huge fan of the Super Bowl champs, Kansas City Chiefs, just let y'all know. Thank you, thank you. Boo, yeah, all right, haters. All right, so let's jump in here. So, when people say AI, this is probably one of the first things, because Hollywood's like, all right, AI, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're going to take over the world, yada, yada, yada. No, that's not the fact. But I am going to actually tell you what a lot of people don't know about AI. Because what happens is, people think when we say AI, they think of it like Google, where they're like, hey, I'm going to search something, aka I'm going to put something in the chat, and Google's going to go to this big, vast pile of data and bring me back a result. That's not how AI works. We have to understand how this tool works. So what happens is, yes, AI is trained. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transistors. And what that means is, basically, when you put something into one of these tools, it's going to take context and data that it's been trained on previously, but it's going to try to predict what's happening. It's not pulling from a pool of data that says, oh, here's the answer. It's actually trying to predict what it thinks is the next word, the next thought, the next piece of context. And that's very important to understand how this tool works. And so when we think about this, I also want to make sure that we understand this is a hype cycle. Are you guys familiar with the firm Gartner, the big research firm Gartner? So they put something like this out every year around some of these emerging technologies. All these dots, yeah, you probably can't see it, and it's okay. All these dots are different forms of AI. This is like an AI universe right here. So you guys got to remember, when we talk about Chat GPT, when we talk about generative AI, when we talk about Midjourney or DALL-E or whatever that is, that's right there, that little light blue dot right there. There is a lot of other aspects of AI that's happening around us, and I want you guys to understand that, because this technology, I think Fanzo said and somebody else said earlier, like, this is going to change the way that we are going to be connecting, interacting, and operating for the next 5, 10, 20 years. And we are literally just getting started with this. And I'm telling you, ChatGPT is the hot girl on campus right now, but that is not even the biggest thing that's actually happening around us. So with that, let's kind of bring it back down to generative AI. So we're going to actually hone in on this aspect of the universe, which is the ChatGPTs of the world, okay? And now when we talk about AI, generative AI, there's a tons of things and areas that it can help in your business. But we're going to kind of just keep it simple, because I like to keep things simple, right? It can help you create content. It can help you with paid ads and optimizations. It can help you with task automations and operations, as well as it can help collect data, analyze data. Like, these are 4 pillars that AI can help you, like, today with. But today, specifically in this talk, we're going to talk about number 1, because content creation is going to be super important for you. Because the reality is, these tools can not only make it more effective, it can speed it up. It can help you guys consistently show up, consistently get in front of your dream customers. And so my job for you is to help you become this AI 5-star chef. And you're like, Jordache, what the hell does food have to do with AI? And here's what I'm going to tell you. Who in here cooks with a cast iron skillet? I love y'all. That first 2-3 meals are a hot mess in a skillet. Why? Because it's brand new. There is no seasoning in there. You got to season that bad boy up. You get that flavor cooked in there, and then you get some good meals. This is the same thing with AI. When you open up a new chat, you just say, write me a Facebook post, write me a TikTok script, write me a YouTube script. You're getting a hot mess meal. You got to season that bad boy. It's flavorless. And so that's why we're going to make sure you're a chef today. Now, I am no Brian fans when it comes to AI art, but this is an AI art image here that I put into Canva, and it was very simple. But I want to illustrate, like, there is so much potential with this technology. And yes, this is not like, I literally put like 6 words in and said, show me a chef in the kitchen. And this is AI art, but the reality that comes down to this, I want to visually represent, like, you guys treat this like you are cooking a meal. And when we're getting ready to cook a meal, the first thing we talk about is a recipe card. And I'm telling you, Chad is not lying, guys. I'm going to make this very actionable for you guys. There will be an opportunity for you guys to get the slides afterwards if you want that, so you don't have to take screenshots or whatever, or try to keep up with my mouth, because it does move pretty quick. But the first thing I will tell you is choose your platform that you're comfortable with. Because one of the things we're going to talk about here is your 5 ingredients that you're going to use every single time you open up a new chat. So you're going to want this document readily available for you that you're going to leverage this. And I promise you, if you guys use these ingredients to prepare your meal, your AI meal, you will start getting drastically better content that is in your voice, that's related to your customer, that's related to their pains, problems, and desires. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I personally use Notion. You can use Google Docs. You can use your notepad, whatever it is. What we're going to talk about here, you're going to start storing this in your recipe card, all right? So there are 5-star ingredients. First ingredient, it's your AI business toolkit. You're like, that's kind of boring. I don't know what that means. Don't worry. I will tell you, all right? So in this AI toolkit, there's a couple things that we want to do here. Number 1, every time you're getting ready to talk to Chat GPT or to Bard or to Claude, whoever you want to, or to Chat GPT, you want to give it an expertise. And guys, these are just the ones, these are straight screenshots from my Notion document. These are the expertises that I actually talk to. A business strategist, I want you to be a business strategist or a growth hacker. I want you to be a short form video expert. I want you to be a YouTube. And it's not just putting the title in. What I'm actually doing, I have about 5 sections for each of those that I'm saying, I want to give it its background, its role, its skills, its experience, its expertise, and its knowledge. And now I promise you guys, I didn't come up with all that stuff. I initially said, hey, ChatGPT, if you are going to be an expert in short form video, and you want to be able to get the best results to help me scale my TikTok account from 0 to 1 million followers within 30 days. What skills do you need to have? What knowledge do you need to have? What experience do you need to have? What would be your job title? I ask it. It tells me. I'm like, great. Now, every time I want to create anything with TikTok, the first thing I do is I put in their expertise. So one of the things, I'm going to go back to this slide, is you guys want to, you guys want to just start figuring out what are those expertise, those skill sets that you want ChatGPT to help you with in your business. Does that make sense? Yeah? All right, cool. So that's going to be number one going forward. All right. Now, the second part of your business toolkit, your company details. And why do we want this? Because I want ChatGPT to know everything it does about my business. Why? Because the content that I'm going to be creating, I want it to be coming from my business, and I want them to know the background and the context. So I'm putting my company name, the owner name, how long I've been in business, the niche I serve, my solutions I provide, my website, and last but not least, what makes my company different. This right here will help it understand who you are, what you're about. But guys, we're just getting started here. This is just getting going. Now this is where it starts getting fun. You want content in your voice, or your company's voice, or whoever the spokesperson is in your company. So there's two ways to do this. Number one, feed it content that you've already created. So if you've already written blog posts, if you already have tweets out there, if you already have Facebook posts out there, feed it, copy that information into ChatGPT and say, hey, please analyze this text, analyze the voice, analyze the tone, analyze the structure, analyze my content structure. It will give you adjectives that describe how you're creating content. That is your voice. You're going to put that in there. Or what I did is I actually created my celebrity archetypes. So what that means is ChatGPT, up until a couple months ago, it was trained on data up till September of 2021. So anything after September 2021, it had no clue about. But if anybody that was creating content prior to September 21, it could actually identify their tone, their style, etc. So when I started identifying what kind of content I like, which is like casual, bold, etc., I started saying, hey, what celebrities talk like this? What celebrities represent that? Because there's so much information out there about celebrities that it can actually take that and apply it to my voice. So I have in there, be bold with your words like Beyonce. Beyonce fan, right? But all jokes aside, have a conversational tone similar to Oprah Winfrey, right? So this is the type of brand voice that I'm going to be representing in my context. You don't copy me. Figure out which was you, and then you can figure out how you can do your celebrity archetypes. You can ask it. Or, like I said, if you already have content, feed it your content. Your expert bio. You have a bio. If not, create a bio. And my man was talking about the impact statement. Put that in there. I'm going to add that. I'm adding that to my business toolkit when I get home. So you want your bio because this is your expertise. This is how people know you. This is how you get introduced. So all those 5 things we just talked about is part of your business toolkit. Those are that is ingredient number 1. You want those handy because every time you start a new chat, you need to season that chat. You need to let it know who you are, what you're about, etc. Because once you do that, then we can start worrying about this. And you guys, we haven't even talked about prompts yet. We already said, hey, go create me a Facebook post, etc. All we're doing is we're seasoning that pan, we're seasoning that meat, we're getting this meal prepared. Ingredient number 2, you need to know your products and your offers. Why? Because all of our content should at some point in time lead back to our products and our offers. So we need to let ChatGPT know what kind of content we should be creating that is tailored, that will lead my customer along the customer journey, eventually back to my offer. So when we talk about that, here's 5 of my offers. Power Partner Playbook, my Mastermind Power Partner Playbook Elite, the Event Maximizer, the Web3 Bridge, which is now called Never Tech Behind, and then my Never Tech Behind newsletter. Now, each of these, you're not going to be able to see this, and there's a reason for that, because it doesn't matter what the offer is. But what are the parts of the offer that you guys need to make sure you include? The features, the benefits, the pains, the wins that they're going to get from that, and what actually happens next. What is the problem your offer creates? Because every offer creates a problem that you then have a solution for, or somebody else has a solution for. But you need to make sure that whatever your offer is, whatever your core offer is, and start with your core offer, move it down to your other ones, make sure you have these things identified. And if you don't have these things laid out for each of your offers, guess who can help you? Oh my goodness, who's a smart man? My man, Chat GPT can help you. And this is what I'm telling you guys, because even though you know your offer, don't have your ego say, I already know what that is. Ask your buddy Chat GPT, because here's what happens. You start seeing other angles. He puts it or she puts it in a way that may be a little bit differently. You're like, ooh, I like how you said that. I never thought about it that way. That sounds good, right? It can enhance what you already have. So try it out. But like I said, the key points are making sure you have your features, your benefits, your pains, your wins, and what happens next steps with your offer, okay? And that's ingredient number 2, your product and offer details. Ingredient number 3, your ideal customer avatars. And this is probably the most important ingredient that you need to have readily available whenever you're getting ready to create content in it. Why? Because you want to make sure your content is actually going to be consistent and actually talking to the ideal customer you have. And this is when it becomes fun. So meet my ideal clients, Alex Johnson, Emily Jameson, and Sophie Turner. I have no idea who these people are. But you know what I do? I do know some of my existing customers, and I do know some data around them. And so I asked ChatGPT to help me flesh out who my ideal customers are. And these are the names that he or she came up with. I always try to call her a she. She seems more friendly when I reference her as a she. But here's the things that I put underneath each of these. I have a summary profile. We talk about personal attributes, professional attributes, psychographics, backstory, product-related attributes. These are all the things that I am actually having ChatGPT help me flesh out around my ideal customers. Well, here's where it gets fun. Because once I do that, I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, this is Alex. You know his pains, his problems, his desires, what he's looking for, his psychographics, his demographics, etc. And ChatGPT helped me flesh it all out. I'm like, hey, write a journal entry that Alex would write in his journal talking about an average day in his life. Write a journal entry where where he's struggling with something in his life. You want to know how you can get inside your customer's head? Start looking in their journal. And you can actually have journal entries that are, and it's so amazing what can come out with this. You're like, oh my gosh, like I will start identifying these people that are my ideal customers in my business. I'm like, that is exactly who Susie is. That is exactly who Tori is. And it's ChatGPT helped me flesh these out. So these are the things, a couple other things, we want to make sure that we identify each of these avatars, pains, problems, desires for each of our products as well. And this might seem like a lot, but here's the thing, guys. You do this once, and you're just tweaking it along the way as you get more information. This is not an every time deal. This is why we put it in your recipe card, so you don't have to do this every single time. When you want to, now all we do is Command-C, Command-V. For all of our Apple fans, you guys, weird Windows people use something called Control. Copy and paste, all right? So that's ingredient number 3. Ingredient number 4 is your customer beliefs. These are the beliefs that your customer has about you, your offer, themselves, and a couple other things we'll talk about here. So why do they want this offer? And you got to remember, like, ChatGPT can start helping you figure this out once you've already kind of fleshed out your ideal client. You're fleshing this out, then you're like, hey, why do they want my Power Partner Playbook? Why do they want to join my Never Tech Behind membership? And it knows what my offer is. It knows the pains and problems and desires my ICA has. It's going to help combine those together. Why is this the right solution for them? Why I, Jordache, am the right person for them? Why is the time now best for them to join? And why shouldn't they join? Why not? All these things should sound familiar if you're in marketing. This is us understanding why somebody should buy one of our offers. And then we're looking at, this is just an example of that right here. So that's ingredient number 4. We're going to keep picking up here a little bit. And then last but not least, value statement. This is who you are, what you're about. You can replace value statement with impact statement that we were talking about earlier. It's the exact same thing. But that is who you are, and that's what you're about. That's why you're in business. That's why you're serving. So that is the 5-star ingredients. And when you guys have this fleshed out, you are set up for success with AI tools that are going to have content created for you that's tailored to your audience, that is human-like, and actually meets their needs. All right? So that's the first part. That's how we captivate that stuff. So once we have the 5-star ingredients, once I've seasoned that meal, now I got to start cooking that meal. Now we're ready to cook with it. You know what I'm saying? Right? All right, cool. So now we cook with it. So when we cook that, that's when we start saying, all right, what kind of type of content am I ready to create now? Now that I've seasoned it, what kind of content am I ready to create? So when we look at content, we can kind of put it in 4 buckets. Long-form content, short-form content, audio, video content, which is podcasts or videos or YouTubes or TikToks, whatever it may be, and then communication content, whether that is emails, whether that is SMS. Any time that I have written communication with my clients and my avatars, this is the type of content. So once I fed the AI my ingredients, now I ask it, this is the type of meal I'm ready to cook, aka this is the type of content that I'm ready to create with. I'm just going to run through these quick, guys. There's a whole bunch of types of content that you can create. I will tell you one on the bottom left is amplified testimonials. If you guys aren't doing this right now, please start doing this with ChatGPT. Take your testimonials, written or video. If it's video, transcribe them. Have ChatGPT create content around that. That would attract more people. Have ChatGPT write other emails based around that. Like, take those testimonials because those are authentic stories of people getting amazing results in your products and your services that they can now be amplified inside of AI. Now, last but not least, this is what I like. I'm so surprised how many marketers claim they are AI experts and no one is talking about this last step. This is the step that helps you convert. So now we're getting ready to serve this damn meal to our clients and help them move down this thing called a customer journey, guys. And I promise you, Jordache Johnson did not come up with customer journey. This stuff's been around for a minute. We just ain't using it. But we have an amazing tool that we can. So this is it. You got to remember, every customer goes through this in some form or fashion, from their awareness to consideration to decision to purchase to retain to advocacy. And our content should be moving them from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. So if I have already seasoned it with my ingredients and I'm saying, all right, ChatGPT, I want to make a 24 script or a TikTok video series that I want to move my customer from consideration to decision stage in the customer journey. Now I'm creating specific content at each of these stages. Do you guys see how powerful that is? Because now I'm not just asking it to create a video. I'm asking it specifically to create a video to move my ideal customer that it knows now that we developed from one stage to the next stage. And then 2 weeks later, I'm like, all right, I need an email sequence to move them from this stage to this stage. Hey, they bought. All right, I got a 30-day sequence I want you to help me write that turns them from a customer to my biggest advocate, my biggest affiliate. This is how you move customers down the customer journey with the help of AI. And you're probably like, oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot of work. It is, but I promise you, this is where people are leaving money on the table right now in their business. Because they're not creating, once they get somebody sold, they're like, all right, we're done, got your money, we're good. No, move those customers along the way. And when you help leverage AI that now knows more about your business, your customers, your products, your offers, than you could comprehend in one sitting, it's going to help you actually create more effective content. Do you guys see how this will help you convert more customers at each stage? Yes or yes? All right, cool. So serve your meal. This is a quick little wrap-up. So first thing we're going to do, recap, create your 5-star ingredients. You guys got that, 5-star ingredients. Once you do that, you choose your content types. That's where you're going to spend a lot of your time. So now once you've created that recipe card, now every time I want to create content, I can just come into ChatGPT and choose the type of content I'm ready to create. And then at each step, I'm going to start creating content at each step of that customer journey. We should be doing this right now in our business, but we're not. But now we have this amazing tool and this amazing technology that can make it easier for us and actually amplify what we already know and how we can serve our customers. And last but not least, guys, I want to leave you with this. You guys need to just be curious with this. Keep playing around and keep exploring. This is still a new technology. There is still a lot to learn that we don't know about, good and bad. But I promise you, if you're not using it, you are falling behind every single day. The first time, you're going to feel intimidated, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I can need to do. Second time, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed because I have so many ideas that I could do with this. But I promise you, if you just do a little bit consistently every single day within 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, you're going to be like, dang it, Jordache, why wasn't I using this 6 months ago? Because now you're showing up consistently. Now you're putting content out consistently. Now you're repurposing content consistently. Now you're going to be able to be more visible, because our job as entrepreneurs is to get our content in front of the people that we can serve. And if we're not using everything in our power to do that, we are being selfish, because we're not impacting the people that we should be impacting, because we're not putting the effort in to create the content to get in front of them. All right, and last but not least, guys, there's endless possibilities with this. So with that, I truly appreciate your time. Did you guys learn something today? Did I convert anybody to use AI that was not using AI? Yes, yeah, I'm done. I appreciate that. So guys, real quick, if you guys, I test a lot of tools out. I didn't talk about tools. If I put a slide of tools up there, all y'all would have been turned off and just took a picture that I'm done. We don't talk about tools, but I have my top 15 tools that I'm using right now in my business. Go ahead, go to the side, grab it. You'll get an email from me. If you want my slides, just reply to the email, say SMWL slides. We will get you hooked up with these slides, just so if you guys want to see some examples of that. But honestly, guys, I truly appreciate your time. I appreciate the energy I got from that, and I hope you guys put this stuff into action. Thank you.
Woo! How about that? Boom.
My man, appreciate you.
You bet. And don't thank me. Chat GPT wrote all of it.